You mean my attitude could keep me from experiencing God's presence? Hey, everybody, I'm Pastor Nicole. Welcome to our midweek moment. This weekend, we talked about how Joseph made space in his home for God when he said yes to God's call to be the earthly father to Jesus. And we talked a little bit about how we can make thin spaces in our homes, make space to experience God. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how sometimes our attitude can keep us from experiencing God. So if your house is like mine, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, right? You walk into the kitchen and you're like, oh my gosh, where did all these dishes come from? Or you have just loads of laundry that need to be done, or like me, put away, right? And sometimes those overwhelming, stressful things can keep us from taking a moment to experience God in those spaces. So instead of seeing those dishes and just being frustrated and angry, which is always my response, maybe we could take a moment to say, God, I'm so grateful that I have food in my belly that I ate on these plates, and that I have a family that gathered together to eat. And I'm grateful that I have a dishwasher, so I don't have to hand wash all of these dishes. Things like that can really help us experience God in our home. We can look at those piles of laundry and say, I'm so grateful, God, that I have clothes to keep me warm during this cold season. That is a blessing. If we can look at our pet and instead of being frustrated by the mess that they made, say, you know what, God, thank you for this part of our family, this pet that helps me to experience your love in ways that I wasn't expecting. There are lots of ways that we can kind of reframe the stress in our homes and just take a moment to be grateful. Now, I'm not saying that being grateful for those dishes is going to take away the stress of having to get them in the dishwasher and put away, but it can help us experience God in those thin spaces in our home. I would also like to say that sometimes, even if we have a bad attitude, God is still going to make God's self known to us. So thank goodness for that, because I don't always have a great attitude, and God will push in anyway. However, if we're looking to create space in our homes to welcome the presence of God, gratitude is a great way to do that. Reframing all of the chores as a way to be grateful for what we have and grateful for the family that we've been blessed with, that can be a helpful way for us to welcome God's presence into our home, just like Joseph did. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Continue to be thinking about ways that you can welcome God into your home this week. Find space to experience God's presence. See y'all next time. Bye.